make a prediction. And then I let it sit throughout the summer. Then I watch the preseason. We didn't have one. And then I watch injuries. And then right before the season, the day the season starts on Thursday, I make my NFL predictions. And at this point, it's just bits and pieces. But this is officially my predictions for the season. So last night, I dive into schedules. I've been down on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-9. I'm going to put them at 8-8. Why? Look at their schedule. I went and looked at the schedule. Here's what I love about Pittsburgh. Tomlin's defensive mind and their defensive front. God, there's a lot of young quarterbacks here. Daniel Jones didn't have a preseason. Drew Lock, Joe Burrow twice, Gardner Minshew, Dwayne Haskins, Josh Allen, Phillip Rivers first year, not mobile. And I started looking at it and I thought, you know what? I'm going to give them another win. Now, I think their division is a handful. And they do face lots of good teams. Dallas on the road, Tennessee on the road. I mean, there's some tough spots. Cleveland on the road, Baltimore, obviously. But I'm going to move the Steelers up to 8-8. And that's not a little thing, and I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to move the Denver Broncos from 9-7 down to 8-8. And here's why. They just lost Von Miller for the year. Bradley Chubb is hurt. And I looked at Denver's schedule, and I thought, man, there's a lot of experienced or good quarterbacks here. I got Tannehill to start. Then I got Brady. Then I got Cam Newton. Then I got Matt Ryan. Then I got Patrick Mahomes. Then I've got Tyrod Taylor that doesn't make mistakes, and Teddy Bridgewater, and Derek Carr. And I start looking at this, and I'm like, if you don't have a pass rush, there's a lot of guys that complete 65 and 68% of their throws, and you're not good at tackle, so that's going to limit Drew Lock, and now you don't have your best pass rusher. And I think to myself, that's with this schedule and these quarterbacks, I'm taking a win away. Now, why does this matter? Because now my AFC playoff picture looks different. I have the Steelers sneaking in. The Bills, Ravens, Colts, Chiefs win their division. That doesn't change. But by changing that win, taking one from Denver and giving the Steelers one, I have the Browns, Titans, and Steelers. They kind of went ugly, but I'm going to have Pittsburgh in. I don't have them going far. They'll be a one-and-doneer probably, but I'm going to have them in. You know, preseasons matter. Pittsburgh looks healthy. Denver doesn't. Denver's had their right tackle opt out, their best pass rusher, arguably their best players out. Bradley Chubb's dinged up. It matters. It just matters. And Mark Schlereth was on the show yesterday, and he said they've got major holes. They got concerns in the secondary. So now I got secondary concerns without a great pass rush. That's a problem even for head coach Vic Fangio. Now let's go to the NFC. I've got one change. Well, two, but one in one division. Let's go to the NFC South. All preseason, I've said Carolina's going to be a losing team, but a feisty team. I'm flipping Atlanta and Carolina. I'm going to give Atlanta one more win, Carolina one more loss. Saints win it, Bucks, Atlanta, Carolina. Does not change the playoff picture at all. But the more I deep dive on the schedules, I look at Carolina, and I really think Carolina is going to be a lot of fun. But no preseason, new coach, college coach, new system. Atlanta's got a veteran coach, Matt Ryan, same system, same playmaker outside. Did lose Austin Hooper, so I don't think they're as explosive. I'm just going to say Atlanta 7-9, Carolina 6-10. I don't love either one of them in that division. I think they're outmanned both. Those are my officials, NFL standings and predictions. John, we recording that?
That was recorded, yes. It's official.
The devices for recording instruments are working?
We're also live.
Are we live right now?
We're live
on TV and radio?
Yes.
Okay, there's a lot of things going on right now. A lot of bells and whistles going on right now. All right, hour two.
Offensive minds that will be in his ear, and both are professionals. The entire summer, the key thing with the Cleveland Browns is that they have not been in the headlines. There has not been any hype. And I can tell you from talking to folks there, Baker has been very serious about football and not very serious about whatever else is going on off the football field. It's been all about ball. But if it doesn't work out this year with all the talent on the roster and them hiring a new coach and bringing in a new system and them feeling like now it's finally a professional environment for him, I wouldn't be shocked if they said, okay, Baker, like it's not going to be next year, but maybe the year after we'll talk contract negotiations then. I think Mayfield does bounce back, but the AFC North is loaded. Ben is healthy. Joe Burrow's really good. and the Ravens aren't going anywhere. So that's a very interesting team right now.
You know, it's funny. Todd Bowles doesn't have a big personality, so when he coached the Jets, at times he felt a little misplaced or overwhelmed. But he made their defense better, and last year at the end of the year, Tampa's defense was nails. And I've said my prediction for Tampa this year, the defense leads the offense in September. It won't be Brady. He'll be working his way through a lot of different pieces. And then I think by Thanksgiving, it's like, oh, these weapons are good and they're rolling. I think Tampa Bay is going to be really good. I think we're overthinking it. I think Arians Bowles' second year of the system. But when you talk to people around the league, what are their one or two concerns about this Tampa Bay all-star team on offense?
Yeah, the concerns are the defensive backfield, which offhand, a lot of people won't know names like Antoine Winfield Jr. and Jamel Dean and Sean Bunting Murphy. These are the starting corners and starting defensive backs for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So as much as we want to go ooh and ah about Gronk and Godwin, at some point, those defensive backs who have been untested in big games are going to be going up against Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. The other piece might be the offensive line, just that Brady hasn't played behind these guys, and that takes a while. But Colin, I'll come on your show right now and I'll tell you, I got them going to the Super Bowl. I think the Buccaneers are going to be awesome this year. And I think one of the reasons I'm so high on the Bucs is not just the offensive side of the ball, it's their front seven. Levante David's one of the best linebackers in football. We never talk about him. Devin White is a second-year player at LSU. He's going to have a huge breakout season. Shaq Barrett, JPP, Vita Vea, and Ndamukong Suh, they're loaded. They really are loaded. And they had the number one defense over the final month of the season last year, and that was with Jameis Winston throwing 30 touchdowns. I finally also look at it this way. No fans in the stadium. And if there are fans, let's say it's 10,000 to 16,000 to start it off. Brady at the line of scrimmage at the Superdome on Sunday, and you're going to have Joe and Troy and Aaron. They're all going to be there, but there won't be any fans. There'll be 70 decibels of sound. I don't even know what that means, but it's not going to be drowning them out. Brady every week can sit at the line of scrimmage with no fans against him on these opposing stadiums, do it at his cadence, at his pace, call out what he wants, isolate what he needs. It's going to be like practice for this guy against defenses that have not seen this offense ever. There will be no film on it. So everyone's taking the Saints, and I hear what Joy was saying, say she's all in on the Saints. I don't know. The Saints kind of had a weird offseason, didn't they? I feel like Drew Brees was put through the crosshairs quite a bit this offseason too. And I feel like they might be coming together over that, or they might not. I look at the Buccaneers. It's been all positive vibes. Everyone's all in on this. He's elevated everyone. And I think it's going to be Tampa Bay over New Orleans in the NFC South. And I think the Bucs represent the NFC at home in the Super Bowl come February.
One of your best segments ever. It's just a great point. I never thought about this. When I looked at that Tampa Saints game, I swear to God, yesterday, I'm like, God, the Superdome is so tough to play. Wait, time out. There. There's nobody there. That's it. I mean, seriously, Green Bay and New Orleans and Seattle live on their home field advantage. It's like, oh, we don't have one this year. Boy, I'll tell you what. That was good, Schrager. You know, that's why we keep you around at Fox. You're so